I'm the king of the world.
You about to witness something that's coming out the heart of the ghetto. Look at me now, mama. I'm doing this for you. Check me out, world. This is what we made to do. Be kings.
I had a dream that one day I get credit for hustling, and how I put hot records out with my whole team, and how I built this piece from the ground up. Shamed all the haters that tried to clown us. Can't nobody stop this truck, we rolling from Chicago Avenue down to New Orleans. Everywhere, state to state, we gotta hustle on. In the heart of the ghetto, we gotta hustle on. Old people glad to see me cause I'm doing right. Look at me now, mama, your baby doing right. Up all night and all through the day, I'm still hitting the studio, doing it anyway. I make them pay, I make them pray. Lord, don't let them come towards our way. But I'm still coming, and I'm still running. Everybody paying attention to the ginger man.
I'm the king of the world. I'm the king of the world. I'm the king of the world.
Hey, good morning. Hey, y'all, I know y'all was trying to see me yesterday. And I'm just saying that something had to happen. So it's one of them comments, see, what had happened your mama say, shut up, don't give it to me. Just shut up and move on. So KEYSHA didn't slap the hell out of me. So I'm moving on with what we doing. Tony laughed and didn't help me. So I'm just saying I'm the brother that's being abused on the show. Now,
there we go.
Welcome to the review with So Pretty Tony and Bro Claude Sports. Steady Service Sports ENT and Court Vision with So Pretty Tony is about to get it cracking about the subjects and what happened over the weekend. Listen, so many things to tell you. Everything happened this weekend and so many things to talk about. So
much.
What we gonna do is we gonna try to consolidate this in this next hour. And we gonna try to keep it raw, fresh, greasy, and greedy for you, because I know you're greedy, want to hear all the information, old messy ass big girl. I know she's waiting for all of the information. Anyway, yeah, and then She Wins gonna be late as always. And then shout out to Tula Plays, So this is an extension. A Simply Ball Dropping podcast with my main man, KEYSHA. Thank you, KEYSHA. I appreciate you, brother, for everything that you have done right here on the networks and building this stuff from scratch. Hey, I am at 2,341 subscribers. Wow. Thank you for what you have done. Thank you for what you do. And thank you for what you will do. I appreciate everybody coming to this channel. I appreciate everybody giving me love and showing up yesterday, showing out, hey, being in the chat. Y'all was in the chat yesterday. Where Bro Claude at? Y'all was in the chat for over an hour just talking smack. I mean, that's nothing but love. And I appreciate all of what you guys have done, man. Listen, I got some real serious supporters over here, and I thank y'all for getting my girl, my lady of the hour, getting her traction. She in motion. She get motion. See, you get up with Bro Claude, you get motion. You get up with Bro Claude, you get motion. You know what I'm saying? You get up with Simply Ball Dropping Podcast with my main man KEYSHA. You get motion. You know what I'm saying? So 323 subscribers. Hey, get on up to 500. She ain't got nothing but about 178 left. You know what I'm saying? Get up, go ahead and y'all do what y'all do. Support my girl, baby girl. She's solid. She ain't, you know what I mean, crossing on no side at all. So I said it. I don't give a damn.
Hey.
I said it. Anyway.
Hands up. Hands up.
You know what I'm saying? Hands up. Hands the fuck up. So this is what's happening, y'all. I'm sorry I cussed in the morning, but I ain't mean to. Y'all know I'm a little rough on the edges, but y'all can forgive me. But anyway, this morning we gonna cover the NFL that happened over the weekend and of course Monday night. All right. So I don't want to hear y'all talking about some old bro Cloud. You was live last night. You couldn't have seen none of the games. You and Tony was talking about Unrivaled. I don't want to hear all that, big girl. You better leave me alone. I did. And you too, Brian Lewis, don't be taking up for the ladies all the time. Just take up for them sometimes, Brian Lewis. I appreciate
you. No, you take up for us all the time. You take up for us all the time.
Anyway, Tony a hater, along with Sister KEYSHA, ADP. You know what I'm saying? Gotta help them out sometimes too. So ADP don't be on my side either. But I forgive you, ADP. I forgive you, ADP. It's all right. But look, check it out, y'all. We gonna go over the NFL scores with everybody who played yesterday, and Sunday, and I had a ball personally. Personally, you know, because the Bears did win, Sister Tony. You know what I'm saying? The Bears did win. I don't know about the Aints, but I ain't bringing that up. I ain't talking about nobody.
Watch yourself.
I ain't bringing up nobody. So you could say the first half, and I do you could do the first 6, and then I do the other 6, and you be done like that. Go ahead, Tony.
You know what? You always up to something. You up to no freaking good all the time. I just don't understand why we got to go through this chat. We got to go through this all the freaking time with this guy, and he just be all over the place. I would say busting my chops, but I'm not a guy. I'm just gonna say, you know.
I'm appalled, chat. I would do nothing of the sort.
Oh, are you appalled? Are you really? Are you really? Are you really appalled?
Yeah,
I'm just saying. I'm just saying. All right. Okay, here we go, guys. NFL scores. I'm gonna go through the scores real quick. We're gonna let him dip in where he fit in when he talking about his team. But anyway, all right, we had Seattle and Arizona 23-20. Seattle just did skate by. You had Pittsburgh and Minnesota 24-21. That was a good game. That was a good game. I saw the highlights of that.
I mean, he didn't win and took an injection or a pill, allegedly. I'm just saying a youth pill or a youth injection. That's what I was talking about. So y'all don't get it mixed up. Hey. But I'm just saying he been on one, and it listen, it makes the Jets organization look real bad. Because the way he's playing right now, and I know he got hurt prior to last season, and he got hurt on game 1, but last year they still didn't give him the tools to be Aaron Rodgers, I don't feel, and that's what he's doing on the Steelers right now. Go ahead, Tony.
Then you got Houston and Tennessee. Man,
sorry,
I don't even know why we want to sit there and even call that score. But we're gonna go ahead and do it anyway. 26-0. 26-0 Houston. This is oh man, that right there is extremely diabolical. Because where were you, Tennessee? I mean, I just want to find out, were you at the game? Did anybody show up? I mean, the coaches, were you on the sidelines? I'm just trying to find out. Did you get the water boy on the sideline to bring y'all some water and some Gatorade or something?
Get in there, get in there. He get in there. He
It was
get in
like,
there, get in there.
it was like, I'm like Bobby Boucher. My mama said, that's foosball, because that's just exactly what it looked like over there. It was 26-0. Now we're gonna move on over.
Shit ain't diabolical.
and the Buccaneers 31-25. That had to have been a good game. I did not see that game.
Great
But
game.
The Eagles came out with the win, 31-25. Did you get to see the highlights of that, Bro Claude?
Yes, I did. Great game. I mean, they can say whatever they want to say. The Philadelphia Eagles and Justin Hurts. I mean, listen, y'all can hate on that man if you want to. That man is a bad boy. And the Eagles right along with him. They all rough and riled up. Yes, the Buccaneers scored 25 points, but that does not negate the fact that they came out with the victory with 31, and they actually are showing that they are the champs and the most dominant team in the NFL. You forgot the Commanders and the Falcons, Tony.
Oh no, I ain't forget about them. I ain't forget about them jokers. I ain't forget about them. We're going through. We sat there. We got the Los Angeles Chargers and the Giants. And that game was a tight game. It was 21-18 Giants. So I'm curious as to, I'm gonna have to go back and watch it.
The Giants pulled that through, y'all. It was a close game all the way through. Thought the Chargers were gonna pull off, but the Giants came out the victor. Of course, you know they definitely looking better as the weeks go on. Go ahead, Tony.
Yeah, we got the Panthers and the Patriots 42-13. It's almost another one of those things. Well, did you show up to play? Or, I mean, well, apparently you showed up to play because you got 13 points. The question is, did you play? Where was the defense? Because, you know, that's kind of tough. It's kind of tough. We're gonna move on over to the Browns and the Lions, you know, 34-10. But again, that sounds like, you know, there's always some mischief going on with the Cleveland Browns and them trying to decide on who they want to play, what quarterback they want to use. That's that right there. That's a tragedy because that team actually has some potential. It has potential, but it's never going to reach its peak because you just got a lot of this going in. Nobody to control the tempo, nobody to get the balls where it needs to go or control that offensive line because that's terrible. Let's just put it that way. We're going to move on over to my team. Yes, my team, you know, hey, we are where we are. We just going to leave it at that. It's 31-19. But guess what, y'all? We put up 19 points. We did a little something, but I'm still going to say, God dog, Saints. God dog. Can you give me some help? So when I'm up here and I'm talking to this dude right here, right, I ain't got to hear the god dang on smickety smack he got going on. You gotta hear the trolls just start coming for you. Left and right in the chat. What about that? Come on, Saints. Give me something to work with here. Just a little bit to work with. I love you. You know, we still go second line till the sun fall down. You know, till the soles at the bottom of my shoes burn out. We gonna run it and we gonna rock and roll it. But come on, give me something to work with here.
And the Saints.
Hey, we got more than the Browns, Scott. Let's put it that way.
Yeah,
so we're gonna keep it moving.
All right, so I'm gonna take it on over, Tony. We're gonna go over the Commanders and the Falcons. Hey man, Washington did they thing, but I thought that they was gonna pull it out. But you know, they a man short, they real QB. But The Falcons was dominant. I didn't expect them to. After they got onslaughted the week before, they got hit with the, beat that with the bat. Beat that with the bat. Beat that with the bat. Yeah, they got beat down with a bat the week before, but then they brought that tenacity over to the Washington Commanders, and they got an L. So ADP, we tied up. I don't want you talking no smack to me. I don't want you saying nothing, talking crazy. We are 2-2. We both 500 teams in the NFL. Now, the Jaguars and the 49ers. Listen, the Jaguars and the 49ers, I mean, the Jaguars came out punching them in the mouth. They was very intentional, Tony. This was a really, really good game. The 49ers was fighting, trying to fight their way through, the adversity. But this was the second week in a row that the 49ers found themselves behind. You got what I'm saying? Having to come from behind. They got to really work on that offensive play and what they're doing in the game, especially with a team like the Jaguars, who is up and coming, and they pretty good this year. A better team as of late than they was prior years before, just like the Bears. Now, who has took it on the chin, Sister Tony? It was the Colts, the Indianapolis Colts, the Indianapolis Colts. They had got their first loss against the Rams. The Rams, did their thing. LA was looking for a win. They had a couple of losses in a row. As you can see, this was a close game. It was decided by 7. They both are 3-1. The first quarter, both of them scored 3. Second quarter, 7 and 10. The third quarter, nobody scored. And then the fourth quarter, Indianapolis had 10, and Los Angeles hit the hump with 14. So that's how that went. It was really, I'm proud of the Indianapolis Colts, though, because they have turned that organization around, and they looking really, really good on the field, Sister Tony.
I like it.
Hey, I got to put some honey on my chest. Honey
Lord,
on my chest.
Oh, don't
honey
do that.
On
That's
my chest.
sticky.
Honey on my
That's
chest.
a sticky situation.
Hey, Chicago, all we do is win. Can't get enough. Not really, not so much this year, but 2-2. We coming off of a bad 4-year stint, y'all. Y'all got to understand that Chicago teams in particularly do not like to invest in their teams. Damn. So we getting to turn the tide. Caleb Williams looked okay. He had a decent game. It didn't really, he couldn't really throw as much, and he could not run the ball as much. He had to take it in his own hands, Tony, towards the end of the game. As we saw, Caleb Williams did take the game in his own hands, and he ran until he was gonna win. And did. Yeah, he ran. Him was running, and him was running for the win. Right, he wanted it more, and that was really great. That's good to see, Sister Tony, when your quarterback take it in his own hands. That's really all what you could ask for. You know what I'm saying? As long as he didn't sit on his hands and just give up like Geno Smith. Geno Smith did 3 interceptions, and it was the rest of it was like, downhill. So Caleb Williams had 22 out of 37 for 212 yards, 1 TD pass, and 1 interception. Geno Smith had 14 completions out of 21 for 117 yards. He had two TD passes and 3 interceptions. DeAndre Swift, he had 14 carries, not so much on the yards. He had only 38 yards. That's what I'm saying. We couldn't really run the ball. You know, they was really, I mean, that Raiders defense was all over. I mean, Caleb Williams, Tony. Number 98, Cosby, he was all over Caleb Williams. Then Ashton Gentry had 21 carries. He had 138 yards, 1 TD. Rome Odunze had a 69-yard catch with a TD. And then Brock Bowers had a 5 receivings for 46 yards. They didn't do too well, but this is how it looked all the way across the board. The team stats: total yards, 270 for the Bears. Raiders, 357. 202 passing yards. Well, the Raiders had 117. And then the rushing yards, 69 rushing yards for the Bears. And 240 yards for the Raiders. And then, of course, yards per play, the Bears was 4.2. The Raiders was 6.9. So by the analytics, Sister Tony, the Raiders should have won.
They should
by the
have.
analytics. But it's about who wanted it the most. You know what I'm saying? The Bulls wanted it. I mean, the Bears wanted it the most. And they came out the victor in this game. Let's move it on. Little Glaze is still on my chest. Anyway, the Ravens and the Chiefs. Chiefs came back. They've been on a losing spree. They came back for another game that they won. They beat the Ravens down. They actually was about to blow this game all the way out the water, but they had too much of a deficit that the Ravens could not catch up. I mean, it was just too much for Lamar Jackson. I mean, Mahomes, once again, is, you know what I'm saying, Jackson's kryptonite once again. Green Bay and the Cowboys had a final in OT at 40 apiece. You know, I don't know how they handle that, Tony, when they not playing to the last one score no more. I don't know how they handle that now. Now they just call it a tie game and go off into the sunset. I don't know how that works. You know what I'm saying?
I think it's weird. I think
it's real weird. I thought, you know, I'm so used to the old school, you know what I mean? Whoever on the possession, whoever scores on their possession wins the game. But this is some new stuff, new rules. We got to adjust. The Jets and the Dolphins saw each other. Tula came in, did his thing. I didn't get to see the total game, but I'm glad that the Dolphins finally won one, you know what I mean, against the Jets. The Jets is still on a downward cycle. They have not won yet, Sister Tony. The Jets is 0-4, you know, with Justin Fields at the rim. I'm so glad we got rid of him.
See, there you go. Why you got to rain on that man parade? Why you got to rain on this parade?
He already in the cloudy waters that's coming down. I ain't got nothing to do with that. But you know, Tua was 17 for 25. Justin Fields was 20 for 7. He threw 1 touchdown. Tua threw 2. Justin Fields had 226 yards. Tua had 177 yards. But the Dolphins came out with their first win against the Jets. They are now 1-3. You know, these are 2 of the worst teams in the NFL right now, Sister Tony. Last but not least, we got the Bengals and the Broncos, Sister Tony. What the hell happened?
Bengals and the Broncos.
What the hell happened?
It's another one of those where you say, were you there? Or
The Bengals
what?
definitely is on a downward spiral. I mean, chat, I can't make this up. They got Jake Browning throwing the ball, and it's like I don't know.
I don't know either. That's
and
awful.
they got the nerve, Tony. They got the nerve. This is one of the teams that didn't draft Shador. They got the nerve.
Yeah.
This is another one of the teams that got the nerve not to draft Shador Sanders.
They'd rather lose their job than
losing a job. 14-25, but we all know that everybody gonna overlook this the Shador thing because it was the owners who colluded against Shador Sanders. That's right, I said it was the owners who colluded against Shador Sanders, allegedly.
Allegedly.
Right, allegedly. So, this was like Bo Nix threw for 326 yards, Tony. God damn.
Yeah, man.
Oh, my God. Diabolical. Yep. So, we just covered all the teams that what happened over the weekend. The Boss team lost. Boss team, tried to pull it out. I didn't think that they was going to lose this game. I actually thought that they was going to win, but they are now tied up with the Bears 2-2. The Steelers is 3-1, and that's it. Moving on, Sister Tony. We are going to talk about the WNBA semifinals basketball play. We got 4 teams that stayed the course. 4 teams that had to be cut down to 2. We have 4 teams going at it to be the last 2 standing. So the first game was the Aces and the Fever went at it. They went at it. And the Aces was trying their hardest to pull that thing through. And Asia Wilson was definitely trying to wheel the team to victory, but it was so abundantly overpowered on the others was just not there. And Jewel Lloyd only had 6 points in this game. Once again, she was a shadow and a shell of herself. You understand what Jewel Lloyd brings to the table. We got Christian Bale, had 3 points. Alyssa Smith, which I talked about Alyssa Smith, she cannot score 8 points only in this game.
She can't.
Alyssa Smith have to have, this last game, Alyssa Smith have to have 14 to 20 points in this game. She cannot be distracted. If they have to get it to her early, Alyssa Smith have to have 14 to 20 points in this game, in this ball game.
She has to.
It requires her to get that scoring up. She also had 2 rebounds, so that tells the story. You know what I mean? Not rebounding and only 8 points. This is what the result is, Alyssa. I want you to listen up. Listen, I know you can do it. I believe in you, and I know you can do it. Show them people who you are. That's all you got to do. I ain't got to elaborate on that.
That's all she got to do.
Asia Wilson, of course, the GOAT, had 31 points. She put it all on the floor in Indiana. She wasn't going to continue to let Leah Boston beat her down. She was like, get out of my face. You fouling, dirty
You
player.
scoundrels,
Yeah,
you dirty
you
bitch,
mongrel,
dirty
you
bitch.
mongrel minion, you no good Gamecock. Anyway, I'm a Gamecock. They some Gamecocks. We can say that about each other. Anyway, 31 points, 3 assists, 9 rebounds. The GOAT was the GOAT, was the GOAT, was the GOAT. And then the point guard was the God, was the God. Because she had 12 points, 9
Yeah.
assists, and 5 rebounds. So the old, listen, the old lady did what she was supposed to. Jackie Young did what she was supposed to. 18 points, 9 assists, and also 5 rebounds. Megan Gafskin, she got to step it up. She played 15 minutes, make them 15 minutes count. She only had 2 points, 1 rebound.
Gotcha.
Dana Evans, that's another one. She faded away in the sunset. She did not make herself be known. Dana Evans, remember I told you she's streaky, 3 points, 1 assist. On the other side, you got Lexi Hall with 7, Natasha Howard with 7, Aaliyah Boston with a double-double, 24 and 14. You got Kelsey Mitchell with 25 points, Odyssey Sims
Right.
with 18 points, Shea Petty had 7 points, and Bree Turner had 2. So you could go ahead and take it, Sister Tony.
I just want to understand how you allow, the Fever to just kind of get away with this, right? They play hard, and you got to give them their credit where credit is due. And I use the word "get away with it," but it's just a term. Don't get offended, right? When I look at the foul count, and granted, you can take the last minute of the game or the last few seconds of the game, and you can say, hey, last 40 seconds, hey, Lynx had to, I'm sorry, the last few seconds of the game, you had to look at Aces. Aces had to figure out a way, hey, how are we going to get in there? We got to foul. We got to do some things here to try to see if we can get the ball back, get the momentum back, and score. But it defeats the purpose to foul if you can't go on the other end and do anything about it, right? You foul in to do what? And I get it. You have to. It's a part of the game. But the foul count is something that I have a huge issue with. For the Aces to only have 11 free throws and Fever to have 34, that's a huge, huge problem. These are things that absolutely cannot happen. That right there is the determining factor of a team winning or losing the game. So, of course, with having 34 of those free throws, 13 of them were shot by Aaliyah Boston. Mind you, Aaliyah Boston said the game prior to that Asia had a special whistle. Nah. If we went back and we even looked at the so-called special whistle, we would find that that is definitely not the case. That was definitely not the case. Absolutely not. I want to know what special whistle did she get, because she still didn't go to the free throw line that much, even in that situation. So we have to think about that. The breakdown of this game is Aces needed to do a better job defensively. They did not. They allowed the Fever to do what they wanted to do, and they had to give great, crazy hacking fouls throughout the game to try to slow Boston down, which is not that hard. You want the calls, you got to be aggressive. You got to handle your business on the defensive end, because basically you had Lexi Hall all over the place. She was everywhere. And you got to be able to slow those type of players down by getting around, getting through. How is it that you can set a tight screen and the defender can get between the screen and make you adjust your style of play at that moment? It just doesn't happen. The only way it happens is if you're playing lackadaisical basketball. You get your bigs who are coming to set these screens for you guards in major trouble, foul trouble, because of XYZ. You had 5 players. Let me go. I just want to look at it. You literally had 1, 2, 3. You had 3 of your major players for aces with 5 fouls. That was Lanissa Smith, Chelsea Gray, and Jackie Young. Had 5 fouls. And we're not even going to talk about the fact that a person that played 15 minutes that only gave you 2 freaking points, Megan, with 4. So you basically almost, referees, fouled out an entire team, in a sense, that were attempting to do something, while the only person that had more than 3 fouls was Boston. But Boston got that in the end. Throughout that game, Boston had 1 foul. She had 1 foul for 3 quarters. She got those last 3 fouls in the last running of that game, simply because they were trying to right their wrong, but there was no way you could right the wrong that you did. You did the damage already, refs. You can't tell me you didn't see half the fouls that you let go. That is a determining factor of a game. You were the 6th and 7th man on the floor the entire game for Boston, and that should never happen. It should never happen. But at the end of the day, Vegas still needed to do a better job defensively. So it's a 2-part for them. It's partially their fault, and it's partial of bad calls, or lack thereof calls. I don't want to say bad calls, lack thereof calls on the Aces end. Mind you, some of those fouls that they were giving Boston, those were truly fouls, and some of those were just fabricated. Like, if Becky would have challenged almost the majority of the calls that went on Boston, she probably would have won them. But it's a chance you don't want to take early on in the game, because you need those saves towards the end when it really counts. But that's what I have on that particular game. Hopefully, if Aces can be a better defensive team when they go back home and add the offense along with it, we're going to see a real game. We'll see a real game, because I know that the Fever is riding high right now because the momentum has shifted, because they won. But I think going home is going to be a difference for Claude, as to what we'll see. So may the best team win. I just hope that it's a good, fairly called game. Whatever you give on one end, you give on the other end.
That's not going to happen.
Of course, we know it's not going to happen, because, as they say, the people champ, right? This is what they want. This is what the league said that they want. It was, of course, the Fever's opportunity to get there. They faltered. They had a lot of injuries. They made it. Now here they are. They're right where they were supposed to be, based on what the projections of what they wanted for the Indiana Fever. So there it is. And you helped them along the way, which is sad. And I'm not saying that the Fever didn't do a good job on just playing hard. They did. They're supposed to. They were the aggressors. And that's how the game is played. But some aggression is too much aggression, that you have just got the call to get control of the game. Because when you don't get control of the game becomes extremely violent. And that's been happening all year when it's come to that team. But it's even worse now in the playoffs. So, and that's what I have on that.
Okay, Tony, turn your volume down.
Oh, is it loud?
No, turn your ear volume down.
Oh, okay. Let me turn my volume down. There we go.
know, this is not the crash out room. This is not
Right.
the crash out room. But chat, I'm so pissed off.
Yeah.
All I want is a chance and an opportunity.
Sit.
We are experiencing diabolicalness in this league. In order for this league to actually be a replica of the NBA, this shit that we watching.
Yep.
What the fuck we supposed to do with this, Sister Tony? I know
Hey.
I'm not trying to. I know you spit it real eloquent, but I got to keep it a buck. I have to keep it. Yeah, I'm mad that the Aces lost. Yeah, I got the Aces going to the, you know what I'm saying, to the finals, and of course by the Lynx being beat, of course coming out with the chip. Yeah, on a happy day, I would have both my teams play for the finals and what I predicted. But God damn it, are y'all kidding me? 34 goddamn times?
Yeah.
You're a liar. And if it was 34 on the goddamn FIFA, it had to be 50 or more on the Aces side. This is diabolical. You have Kathy Engelberg, the share shark, winding her way to make this goddamn diabolical team, the Americans team, because it's a whole bunch of those people watching this game. And she giving them what she want, what they want. Sister Tony, Sister Tony, Sister Tony. This is wicked basketball. This is the wicked thing that I'm talking about that is set up for failure. You setting the WNBA up for failure if you guys plan to put the goddamn Indiana Fever for fighting for the finals there with Caitlin Clark on the bench.
Yep.
Nobody gonna respect you, Kathy Engelberg, because they already know that you set this up allegedly. Just in case she come to this channel. You know, Sister Tony, I was trying to be cool and I wasn't gonna crash out because I already know what the call was. But god damn it, 34 fucking fouls. Aaliyah Boston had most of them, the crybaby of it all, the most violent one on the court, shooting 14 times. Are you kidding me?
Yeah.
Worst game called outside of that Lynx game. Worst game called, and Kathy Engelberg stood on it 10 toes down. She like, fuck y'all and what y'all think. I'm gonna set and rig this shit up just like it's the WWE. And I don't give a damn. And all y'all gonna suck it up and watch my smoke. That's what the hell she doing, allegedly. Yep. I'm just saying. Makes no sense. Moving on, Sister Tony, you got a goddamn crash out of me. I didn't want to do the shit, but in disparity, man. I mean, and then I have to watch my Lynx get beat by a prevalent team as the Mercury is. They deserve it. AT is one of my favorite players in the WNBA. Y'all that watches my videos right here on Steady Serv'n, Sports ENT, y'all see me cover AT. Y'all done seen many videos of me putting this girl out here, and I told y'all that she is a monster. I told y'all she is a monster. So in this game, it just was not enough. McBuckets tried to get him there. Kayla McBride tried to get them there, and she was so hurt. She gave it all, and shout out to Kayla McBride, Sister Tony. She put it all on the court. She left it all on the court. Baby girl, you don't have nothing to cry about. You have nothing to sob about. I know it's 2 years. It's the second year that you were so close, and you was kicking everybody ass all year long. And I would say to McBuckets, don't let this account for what you have been and what you mean to the WNBA. Alana Smith had 8 points and 8 rebounds. Bridget Carlton had 3 points and 3 rebounds. Jessica Shepard had 14 points, 2 assists, 7 rebounds. Courtney Williams had 20 points, 6 assists, 3 rebounds. Kayla McBride, like I said, Kayla McBride with pride. She had 31 points, 2 assists, and 4 rebounds. Antonisha, I don't know. Kusa, that was a waste of time. Yeah, he was just trying to give her some tick. I know that's what he does. You know, he come from the Mystics, and that's what he does. Anyway, Maria had 2 points, 2 assists, 6 rebounds. We could not win with Maria and Heidemann having 2 and 3 points in the game. Heinemann had 3 points, 4 assists, 2 rebounds, and then go to the Mercury. We go to the Mercury and we see Alyssa Thomas at top, 23 points, 10 assists, 8 rebounds, almost another triple-double in the goddamn playoffs, y'all. If they pull it off, if they pull off the win, she gonna be the MVP of the playoffs. Anyway, just mark my words. Anyway, Satu Sabli came in with a heater. 21 points, 3 assists, 6 rebounds. Natasha Mack, you know I ain't gonna say it. 4 points, 1 assist, 5 rebounds. Kalia Copper, 13 points, 4 rebounds. She came around in the last, quarters to get her team there. Monique had 3 points. Simi had 6. And then, of course, the Wanna Bonner shoot what she wanna had 13 points, 1 assist, and 6 rebounds. Go ahead, Tony.
Hey, coming back to this standpoint, right? This standpoint on this game, I too feel extremely bad for McBucket. She wanted this. She wanted this. She not only wanted it for herself, she wanted it for her teammates. She definitely wanted it for Fee. She wanted it for her coach, who was ejected. She wanted it for the fans of the Lynx. There was so much going through her mind, and all her emotions came out in the post conference. And you can't take that away from her. You got to let her have her moment. You can't say you shouldn't cry, or you shouldn't be a part of that, or you shouldn't, take this route. But sometimes it's when you want it that bad and you're right there and you were ahead. You were ahead. And it just slipped away from you in the last minute. The game, last minute and a half, with the Wanabana making those big shots, but that's a defensive move on whoever was defending her. Those were some deep threes that she took. But what can you do when those type of shots are knocking down? She's knocking them down with the last, I believe it was like little under 2 minutes, or right at like 2:30, or a little under 2 minutes or something like that. She hit some big crucial buckets, and it was just, it was tough. It was tough to see them go down. It really was, because they had the game, but they let them take the momentum from them, and they gotta work. So it's difficult when stuff like that happens. So I mean, AT is AT. AT did her job. It ain't enough that you can say about AT that to me would not make sense whatsoever. If you did, I'd call you a liar. I would literally call you a liar. Because you have to almost just extremely feel for them. Kai already having a championship, and now these other ladies, Thomas and Satu, had an opportunity, along with Wickham and those guys, coming together to go play a championship game. What the outcome's going to be, I don't know. I know they're riding high, and it's an opportunity to just be able to say, I'm there, and I got the opportunity to get this done. So, again, in this game, when you look at the point differential and the foul count was actually not that bad. The refs called a pretty decent game. They allowed them to play, and it was on both ends, and they did not control the tempo of this game. I'd say that this here was straight up 100% Claude, just team. The team at some point, this when we talked about this before the game, how teams need to be able to just play hard and together and it's like one sound, one beat, one sound. It has to work when you are the team that's on the brinks. They were the team on the brinks. There was no pressure on Mercury whatsoever. It was all on them. And in the moment when they should have allowed themselves to just run away with the game, they keep letting Mercury in. They got punked in the end. They literally got punked in the second half of this game. When you have Shepherd and those guys scoring, and then you mean to tell me, Shepherd, you had 12 points in the first half and you only scored 2 in the second? You were a vital key point for the team in that first half for them to be up when they were up. And then you stop. I don't get it. You had 2 players for Lynx in foul trouble, but not so much foul trouble. They had 4, which was Carlton and Smith. But I'm saying Alana, Smith, and Carlton, Bridget Carlton, they should have continued to play hard regardless. If this is how your outcome was going to be, then I would rather you play hard and get in foul trouble and have to sit based on that than to just let it slide. What do you have to lose? Right? What do you have to lose? And then you go to Mercury, and Mercury literally had any players with fouls less than 2. So what are we talking about here? They allowed these teams to play. Now, if we had to sit there and go with the free throw count, you can almost say the same thing. Hey, well, Lynx only had 9 free throws. They made 8 of 9. And then you look at the Mercury, The Mercury had 23 free throws. It's another one of those situations where the refs gets involved in certain aspects of the game, and then it takes the wind out of your sail. So I feel for them, but I also wanted to see Phoenix do their thing. Like I said, I didn't have a team I wanted to pick because all I want to see is great basketball. I want to see teams compete at the highest level without the refs determining the game. That's what I want to see. So, and there we have it.
For me, this was a telling tale, which makes us go into our next subject. The WNBA suspends Lynx coach Cheryl Reeves for Game 4 of the semifinal series after ejection post-game outburst. Read this a little bit, y'all, and on their narrative. The WNBA has suspended Minnesota's Lynx head coach Cheryl Reeves for Game 4, her team's semifinal series against the Phoenix Mercury, after she was ejected during the final minute of the 84-76 defeat to the Mercury in Game 3 on Friday night, and then unloaded on the officials post-game. It says her conduct and comments include aggressively pursuing and verbally abusing a game official on the court, failure to leave the court in a timely manner upon her ejection with 21.8 seconds to play in the fourth quarter, inappropriate comments made to fans when exiting the court, and remarks made in the post-game press conference. The WNBA's statement read Saturday. Chat.
Yep.
What I will say is shot the fuck out to Cheryl Reeves.
Yep.
Shout out to Stephanie White. Shout out to Becky Hammond. Shout out to these women speaking up about what they already know, what Kathy Engelberg has rigged to do. Kathy Engelberg is putting her hands in this situation, chat, allegedly.
Yep.
Because what it looked like to me, Sister Tony,
What it look like?
is an outright bamboozlement of someone getting it organically. And we know that this ain't it. This ain't what's popping it. And this ain't hot at all. We know that this here is very discouraging for anyone to watch any of this.
Right.
It's very, very discouraging. And I think it's classless. I think that the WNBA has been on a trajectory of being worse. So as they cry about the Chicago Sky, look at the whole league. As you cry about, if you cry about the Connecticut Sun, look at the whole league. You can't have it both ways. You can't have that, okay, the Chicago Sky is messed up, but let's go to another team. No, they all are sacks of pieces of garbage. They all got their conspiracies. Even in the Las Vegas Aces, and what they had did to Hamby. Who wants to really go there?
Yeah.
Who really wants to go there? And what the Mercury did to Skylar Diggins. You could say who wants to go there, but it's players that's going to go where they want to go, because right now it's in the players' hand.
Yeah.
Who wants to go to Seattle with the cancer that they doing? They acting like they digging it out, but they said it exists all the way up at the top to ownership.
Yeah.
But the coach gets hit on the head, and of course the GM, when all of this was going on, he gets to stay. Come on, this league is terrible. It is terrible the way that it's getting handled. Yeah. Ain't no way in the world, can't nobody. I'm glad I'm not a bet man, because I sure in the hell would have betted that the Fever wasn't going to be nowhere near what they had, and the disparity of the calls on all the games would be so bad.
Yep.
The WNBA fines Stephanie White and Becky Hammond for the comments of the officials after Game 4. So you can start with Cheryl Reeves, and then we're going to lead into Becky Hammond and Stephanie White.
So, hold on, let me move this right here. I have this. We'll get down to these accusations here. This is wild stuff. I can't really see yours that well. I'm here. Let me click on it. Oh, I'm not there. I just had it a minute ago. Cheryl Reeves. But here we go. Here we go. Let me click on it. Okay. So let's see. Did you read any of the fines? You read any of the fines, bro, Claude? You got the fines?
If you want me to read the fines, I will do that now.
No, I was asking. So,
No.
So I'm gonna go straight into this. Yeah, I'm gonna go straight into this because this here is a bit much. So
it's a whole
we already
lot.
talked about it. It's a lot. So I'm gonna start here. The WNBA fines Indiana Fever head coach Stephanie White and Las Vegas Aces head coach Becky Hammond on Monday for their comments in support of Minnesota Lynx head coach Cheryl Reeves. The WNBA doesn't disclose fine amounts, and neither coach revealed how much she was fined by the league, according to the Athletics. Though both coaches were hit with fines of $1,000, Reeves' fine was $15,000. Both coaches spoke in support of Reeves, who was suspended for one game last week after she was ejected in Game 3 of their semifinals series with the Phoenix Mercury, and then erupted on the officiating. I'm going to pause right there for a second, because let me tell you, to say this about that whole soliloquy, right? You cannot take away a person's human rights to be able to speak. Yes, Cheryl should have harnessed what took place. I know it was in a moment of passion that she did what she did and said what she said. We get it. She's a professional. She has to bring herself to reality and keep her poise, because she still have more basketball to coach. You had your initial moment, let it go, right? when your coaches grab you, you just got to gravitate and figure out a way. And I know, guys, we can sit here, we can say 100 times over, whether it was you, or we can say, hey, well, she's not thinking right during that moment. I get it. I get it. I've been there. I know. But I also know you sit there and you go, whoa, man, I just messed up. Now you're going to the press conference and you have to say something different. You still have to bring up what took place, but the passion and what she brought to the conference, to the media from the court, has to be different. And although it wasn't different, here we are. But to give her a fine so high and turn around and suspend her, we're talking about something different here. We're definitely talking about something different. I just think it's freaking unreal. It's unreal. Back to the article. I think she made a lot of valid points. White said Sunday of Reeves' comments. I think at some point there has to be some accountability. Hammond follows suit. From what I heard, she did not tell a lie, Hammond said Sunday. She said the truth. The Aces and Fever are tied up 2-2 in their series. They'll square off in Game 5 on Tuesday night with a trip to the WNBA Finals on the line. Now, back to what I want to say. Okay, Becky did not say anything wrong. She just answered the question that was asked. So you're going to find her and Stephanie White for answering a question that they were asked, which makes no earthly sense. Now these two teams will go head to head in Game 5. And who do you figure the refs are going to be, poor Claude? Who do you think the refs are going to be? Will it be the refs from the Lynx and Mercury game? Or will it be the refs that was moved over to the Fever game from the Lynx and Mercury game of Game 3? That makes no calls. And they make a decision on what team they're going to put all the calls on and what team they're not. They've done it the whole series. That's not to say that the team that called the Lynx and Mercury game were that much better. They just didn't show it as much. But they too did the same thing. They did the same thing. They did the exact same thing. So we have an issue there. And I'll let you answer that question in a little bit. What happened to Cheryl Reeves? Reeves went off during the final minutes, which we all know, in the Lynx game, 84-76 loss to the Mercury on Friday night. She came running out onto the court to berate the officials after star Nafisa Collier was hurt on a steal, and she was so outraged she had to be held back by multiple coaches and players as she tried to charge towards the referees. Reeves was very quickly ejected, and she even started berating Mercury fans in the Arizona arena on her way out. And I'll let you take it from there. That's just crazy to me. Because you don't even need to get in the rest of the soliloquy because it speaks for itself.
It really does. And this is nothing for me to sound an alarm for.
Mm-hmm.
Because the alarm was already done, right? The crash out was already done, right? The crash out was even fined, right? The crash out was even made to look like a disparity of unforgivingness, a straight out onslaught of a disrespectful woman, right? A female who had no respect for herself and the operation that she works for, right?
Right.
This is disgusting work. This is diabolical narratives. This should never have happened.
Never.
In this type of formal thing, because Stephanie White, I think that she made a lot of valid points. I think at the same point, at some point, there has to be some accountability. Stephanie White, Becky Hammond, from what I heard, she did not tell a lie. She said the truth. Kathy Engelberg, ain't nobody lying on your rabbit face looking ass. Ain't nobody lying on you. You might as well go ahead and do what you need to do to clean this shit up. Because if you do it and think about the diabolicalness that we think that you are trying to do with the Indiana Fever, you might as well say, no, I'll clip that for the next year. You might as well clip it for the next year, because this right here, this will stop this year. This will really stop people from watching the WNBA on its rigged type of format. We all know what you up to.
Yep.
We all know what you're trying to do and alluding to. We already know that you got it set up. Because no one has that type of disparity of 34 free throws being 34 fouls being called against 14. That's a decision of a game. And don't tell me your officials is trained well, because they know when one team is getting more calls than the other team, because they have to balance it out. They always have balanced it out at AAU, high school, grammar school. They balances those things out. Even we saw it in Unrivaled when they was getting checked. Fee had to check the referees of the disparities.
Yeah.
Does it happen in games? Yes, it does. Some is more physical than others. Yes, it does happen. But in all of the consistency of these games and the way the disparity has been called, that's diabolical.
Yeah.
Chat, I'm not going for a Fever in the finals. I'm not buying it. I will never buy it in this year. Maybe next year they can talk about it when they player get on the court, but definitely not winning it so Caitlin Clark could get another ring. She got a Commissioner Cup, right?
Yep.
Under her name. And then, of course, this is all false, though. Can't y'all see it, the fugaziness? She didn't play in the Commissioner's Cup, but she's held as a Commissioner Cup finalist champion. Man, y'all listen. You know they playing for the annals of time. When they don't play no more, this will be under her resume, as if she played.
Yep.
So, Sister Tony, I got off what I wanted to get off. I said what I said.
Yep.
And I think that the WNBA needs to change right away. Kathy Engelberg needs to change her evil ways of what she's doing and diabolicalness of trying to set this up like this some damn WWF that we looking at, because now you got all of these great young players are coming in and they gonna speak up. You think Angel them generation and all of that is talking. Wait till you get a hold of Hannah her doggos. Wait till you get a mouthful.
It's about to be massive, man.
From Olivia Miles, who tells it all. What do you get? You think Aaliyah Boston was cracked when Lauren Betts get there? She gonna sound off.
Yeah.
Cause she don't like to get touched at all. These young girls is not going for the diabolical stuff that y'all pull every single night in these WNBA games. And we are going into October, having to talk about the disparities that has already been the last at least official 2 years of the WNBA. Cherie said it has gotten worse. It didn't get better. It got worse. Becky Hammond said it got worse. Stephanie White said it got worse. It means that it's worse than this. This is the worst as you can get.
Yeah.
So, Sister Tony, the subject that we covered, it was a lot that went on. I predict the GOAT will go head on to the finals. The game that's going to be played tonight, the GOAT will win and finish them off, and we'll see a Mercury and a Las Vegas championship run. You could give them your prediction.
For me, I typically try not to give a prediction. Like I said, I want to see a good game, and may the best team win. And I do mean that literally. So if the Aces can't do their job defensively, Fever's going to take the game. But that means Fever has to play on all cylinders. But if Aces are clicking on all cylinders, Aces will win the game. And they will win on their home court, and they will move on. But mentally, they have to be there mentally. They have to be there mentally. I want to see a good game, but I want to see a game that doesn't involve the referees determining the game. If whatever you call on one end, you have to call on the other. And when you don't do that, because you're trying to appease the world and give the world what they want and Engelberg what she wants, because this is their golden child to whom didn't play, but you got to give it to the team because you got to give her something for everybody to talk about. Now it becomes she has a ring, she has a championship, and Angel doesn't. She has a commissioner cup and Angel doesn't. Of course she's not going to, because she didn't have a team to back her. She didn't have anybody put around her to support her to get her there. Nevertheless, I'm not going to put it on one way or the other. That young lady isn't playing. She's enjoying watching her team play, and she's cheering on her team as she should. So for as a prediction for me, I want to see a great game, and may the best team win. And basically, that's what I have on that, guys. We'll give Brooklyn an opportunity to come back. And then we will probably, more than likely, be out of here, guys.
Listen, everything that Tony said, it makes total sense. And this is where we have to also, as fans, know that this cannot and will not be taken lightly. We as fans, we want to see the best product on the floor, right?
Yep.
We want to see two teams go at it and give their best, and the performance that is done, we want to see it play out at its finest and highest plateau of execution.
Yep.
Got the Aces once again facing the Mercury. And we'll go into who I got because that's a hard one for me to even distribute after this game with the Fever. So we're not going to count no eggs before they hatch, but I got the Aces to go ahead and close them out on home territory with home money. Home team always got the home money. So we're going to do it like that. And like I said, y'all, we appreciate everybody that came in. And we're going to pay some bills and then get up out of here, okay?
Yep.
Let me tell you about the simplest way to get you in some WNBA and NBA action. Find your player, pick higher or lower, and win some extra cash. Pick between 2 to 5 players to fill out your pick'em entry. Get every pick right and win some much-needed cash. Use promo code SteadyServe and receive $1,000 bonus in cash. Now that it's football season, follow Steady Serving ENT as I share my picks. Pick players, choose the amount, win money, make picks, win cash. Thanks, Underdog Fantasy, for your partnership with us, and thank you for using the promo code Steady Serving on Underdog Fantasy. And on that note, Sister Tony, we leave as we came with another banger.
I'm the king of the world.
You about to witness something that's coming out the heart of the ghetto. Look at me